segment of A, because it is coming under the more segment A, more in contact with the segment A compared to that of B. So we will find there will be a reduction in the current at this part. Okay. So totally how much the current will be flowing once again? It will be around 40 amperes, right? Which will flow through the brush. Alright, fine. So further, let me go with the final the diagram. Further, what is going to happen? Let us see that. At the final diagram, you can see that the brush is under the contact area of the segment A. So it is completely, changing the direction of the current in a reverse way. Okay, so it is under the more contact under the segment A, means that means if the contact area is also increasing, means the current will also increases. Yes or no? So as you can relate with the R is equal to rho L by A. R is equal to rho L by A. If the contact area increases, resistance decreases, but we know R is nothing but V by I. So if this decreases, the current value will increases. This is what actually the concept. So you will find the current 30 ampere. Let us increase it to some few amperes. So it may go to the 35 amperes. So 35 amperes of a current will be flowing. But still I want the current carrying by the brush will be still 40 amps. So what will be the remaining current which is coming from when it is getting shifted to from this point to this point? So there will be a jump of the that is a jump directly from the segment B to the brush through air. So it is going to produce some spark. So here you will find the remaining amount of a current will be the 5 amperes. Okay. So whatever the concept you had seen here, the first concept, second, you can see the movement of all, you can see the contact of the brush with the segment with a different contribution. At the first figure, it was completely under the contact of a B. And in the second figure, you can find that there will be a small contact area with the B and start in contacting with the segment A. Right, you can see the changes in the current. Okay, because here the contact area start to increase, but comparatively with the contact of a B is more compared to A. So therefore B current will increases. So here the current of A contact will be decreasing. So it is getting divided half of it. 20 amperes is which is carried by each of the armature coil is getting half of it. So it is getting 10 amperes. This is how you can find out the division of the current. Similarly, at the third figure also you can see that the equal contact area with both segment A and B. Here it is 75%, here 25%. Here it is becoming 50% under the contact area of A, and here it is B. 50% with the contact of A. So both this equal current, that is 20 ampere, is flowing here. Similarly, with the next figure, you can see the contact area of under the segment A is 75%. It is increasing 50 to 75, and this is decreasing. So here the current will decreases. Okay. Similarly, if you can also understand by this basic concept with the R is equal to rho L by A concept, whether the contact area increases, the resistance decreases, and when the resistance decreases, current increases. So that means when the area of a contact increases, current will increases. If it decreases, if the area of a contact decreases, current will decrease. Okay, so you have to see that how much the contact area is being covered by this segment with the brush. So at the final stage, you will find what was the first stage. The brush was under the contact of the B segment. It is getting shifted to the A segment. But still the total current will be the 40 amperes only to the brush. So all this concept we can summarize with the the graph. What is that graph is? Let me consider. This is what the concept, you can clearly see that in the commutation process, where the current is changing from plus I to 0 and from 0 direction to minus I. So this process will be the ideal type. So it is an ideal commutation or linear commutation. Okay. Suppose like if it is taking some part of the time, let me take, if it takes after a certain period of a time, it is going to reach to this point. Okay, so that will be the under commutation. So that process will be the under commutations. Okay, so directly it will not change to from plus I to minus I. So after, because due to the spark initiation, you can see that this is mainly due to the spark initiation, you will find there some drop of the current will be there, that is 5 amperes of a current. So here you will find a little delay will be there. Otherwise what will happen, sometimes the process will take very fast. So that we call it as over commutation. So finally from this period to this period. Okay, so that is nothing but the time of commutation. Okay, so the main reason for this non-linear commutation is nothing but the production of the self-induced EMF in the coil, which is undergoing the commutation. Because as the coil will have some part of the significant amount of a self-inductance. Okay, so actually what I am going to convey you that during a non-linear commutation, we will find there will be a spark initiation which is going to take place, right? So that is mainly there will be a presence of a self-induced EMF in the coil, which is some part of a self-induced EMF is there. Now let us find out what will be that value of a self-inductance, okay, which is creating a non-linear commutation. Okay, so the delayed commutation is mainly due to the self-induced EMF. So the delayed commutation is mainly due to the self-induced EMF which is present there in the coil. So that EMF which is induced in the coil is undergoing the commutation can be calculated as follows. So let me take the WB be the brush width in centimeter and WM be the width of the mica insulation in centimeter, and small v is the peripheral velocity of a commutator segment in centimeter per second. Then what will be the time of commutation? Time of commutation is nothing but it is a difference with the WB minus WM divided by small v, right? So here if the current I is the current which is flowing through the conductor, okay, then the total change during the commutation will be taking place from I difference with the minus I, which is equal to 2 times of I. So therefore we can write that the self-induced EMF or the self-induced voltage is equal to L, which is nothing but it is the di by dt. So 2 times of I divided by the TC. Okay. Now the self-induced voltage, when you consider for the sinusoidal part, so you can see that it will be around 1.11 times. Okay. So we can write that this value which you are going to get. Okay. So usually for the sinusoidal type of a commutation, we have to multiply this will be L into di by dt. Self-induced EMF will be the L into di by dt. So here this will be for the linear type, and if you want it for the self-induced EMF for the sinusoidal one, we need to multiply with the 1.11. It's nothing but the conversion of the RMS value with the maximum peak value. Thank you all for watching this video.